Yes, that's right. Hot Springs Village, Inside Out, the radio edition. Tis the season. Tis the beautiful fall season. Coming to you from the shores of beautiful Lake DeSoto. I'm Dennis Simpson, your host for the next hour on KVRE. It is wonderful to have you join us on this beautiful fall day. We don't have to worry now about any more, Razorback potential bowl games. We can just go back to, basketball. Yeah, that's a good one. Anyway, we're going to have a great time. Looking forward to something this week that I've been wanting to work on for a while. About halfway up the highway, if you turn west and turn left, go out the west gate and turn right and go north up Highway 7, in about 15 to 20 minutes, you'll be sitting in Greater Hollis, Arkansas. You say, why do I care? What's the deal about Hollis, Arkansas, Dennis? Hollis is one of the areas where the Civil Conservation Corps basically headquartered and went and got supplies. You say the Central Conservation Corps. What are you talking about? I'm talking about the people that built the roads 100 years ago, the people that built Pettigene, the people that built the National Forest, the people that built the National Park, the people that built the roads, the bridges by hand, used to go to the Hollis Country Store. The history there is incredible. Donnie and his lovely wife have opened it back up. They're fourth generation owners, and you can go by the Hollis Country Store and get you a fried bologna sandwich about any time you want. Actually, they're Tuesday through Saturday, and Sunday is what they're doing this time of the year when we leaf peepers are going through town. Anyway, that said, we're going to have an interview with Mr. Donnie, and I think you'll really enjoy that. Hollis Country Store coming up for now. How about some great music? Oh. And if you wait just another minute, I'll give you a great lead on some guys that'll pick up your leaves for you. But, who needs that? Right, all of us. But now, great music by Mr. Dan and Shay. And I tell you what, what a song. I love great lyrics like this. Why don't you just save me the trouble? Yeah, Dan and Shay on Hot Springs Village, Inside Out.
I can tell by the way that you're stirring your drink, or we're already playing with fire. Say that you had to go about an hour ago. Baby, you're such a beautiful liar. It feels like a movie I've already seen. So right now I'm begging you, please, why don't you save me the trouble? Keep those pretty blue eyes to yourself. Why don't you save me the trouble? Give that heartache to somebody else. If you're the kind of girl that's only gonna wanna love and leave a guy like me alone in this bar drinking double, why don't you save me the trouble? Save me the trouble, baby. Now the closer I get to the red on your lips, I can feel myself falling all crazy. 'Cause just a little kiss and I can never get you out of my mind. So before you go wreck my whole life, why don't you save me the trouble? Keep those pretty blue eyes to yourself. Why don't you save me the trouble? Give
I say that I love great lyrics. Maybe I love great lyrics, and maybe I love, I don't know, unbelievable harmonies, Dan and Shay. And if I'm not mistaken, one of those guys married a Batesville beauty queen from Batesville, Arkansas, and they actually reside in Arkansas now. Dan and Shay, want to look those guys up. Heard them in Nashville a few years back. Wonderful, wonderful guys. Talking about people you hear about these days, Ravshad, R-V, Shad, S-H-V-D. Yeah, this is a guy. Now, the world is becoming a funny place these days. Country music is clearly the number one venue in the world, no question. There's not even, hands down, there's not even a discussion. But people that love hip-hop, people that love rock, people that love, I don't know, every kind of music are all kind of mashing it together. This is Ravshad, and he actually, they call this hick hop, not hip hop, but hick hop. And this is I Hit Different by Rashad. And it's a line from this song that's just classic. This answers it for you. Mix in a little country boy with some Rick Ross, if you know who that is. Throw in a Lil Wayne and a bit of Travis Tritt. Lil Wayne and Travis Tritt, things you didn't think you'd hear in the same sentence. I hope you enjoy this. This is Rashad. This is a guy who literally taught himself how to record in his own basement and went viral. Talk about a self-made man. This is the future. He is incredible. This is a black country artist who is an incredible, to use the term, hick hop talent. Ravshad with Hit Different.
Pardon my Georgia slang, Willa Coochie born and raised. Damn right. Just because I talk this way, really don't mean a thing. What you never seen a black dude boot scoop. Deep roots, but I'm new school. Keep it red, white, and true good. I guess I ain't built the same. Special kind of DNA. Who I am is mama's homemade sweet tea. Twisted with some honey-proof Tennessee. That kind of bona fide moonshine you only find in the States. Yeah. Alpines bumping dirty South hip-hop. Mixing with some country boy riff-rock. Throw in a little Lil Wayne and a little bit of Travis Tritt. Yeah, I hit different. Some people like the crowds, wait in line for a club downtown. I like to take it way on out, turn it up and crank it way up loud. Ain't gonna catch me in the city, ain't no parking but it's F-150. Strictly cornbread and biscuits, catfish and chili, chased with a shot of whiskey. Who I am is mama's homemade sweet tea. Twisted with some honey-proof Tennessee. That kind of bona fide moonshine you only find in the States. Yeah. Alpines bumping dirty South hip-hop. Mixing with some country boy riff-rock. Throw in a little Lil Wayne and a little bit of Travis Tritt. Yeah, I hit different. Tailgates, well let me get a hell yeah. And if you like fish and grits and country shit, holla, let me hear ya. Whether you're rolling on dubs or jacked up trucks, turn that shit up. And if you came here tonight about that life, you're a real one. Who I am is mama's homemade sweet tea. Twisted with some honey-proof Tennessee. Bona fide moonshine you only find in the States. Yeah. Alpines bumping dirty South hip-hop. Mixing with some country boy riff-rock. Throw in a little Lil Wayne and a little bit of Travis Tritt. Yeah, I hit different.
Did I mention he said hit different? Different, right? Yeah, that's where it comes to. Dennis Simpson here, Hot Springs Village, Inside Out, the radio edition. Getting ready to have Mr. Donnie with Hollis Country Store in just a few minutes. Incredible history. But before that, how about Mr. James Taylor and one of my favorite, just beautiful songs, In My Mind, I'm Going to Carolina.
In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? And ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Karen, she's a silver sun. You best walk her away and watch it shining. Watch her watch the morning come. A silver tear appearing now. I'm crying, ain't I? Gone to Carolina in my mind. There ain't no doubt in no one's mind that love's the finest thing around. Whisper something soft and kind. And hey babe, the sky's on fire. I'm dying, ain't I? I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Well, dark and silent late last night, I think I might have heard the highway calling. Geese in flight and dogs that bite. The signs that might be omens say I'm going, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. With a holy host of others standing around me, still I'm on the dark side of the moon. And it seems like it goes on like this forever. You must forgive me if I'm up and gone to Carolina in my mind. In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Gone to Carolina in my mind. And I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Gone to Carolina in my mind. Gone, I'm gone. Say nice things.
How about that for a peaceful sound? Does that work? Hot Springs Village, Inside Out. Dennis Simpson, the radio edition, here on your weekend, 15 past the hour, and it is just another beautiful weekend in Hot Springs Village, Arkansas. I mean, face it, people, this is paradise. If it's not paradise, it's in the same zip code, okay? Thanks so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed that James Taylor song. Next, right after this song, we're going to have the Hollis Country Store interview, which could not be more fascinating. There are shows I just wish they never ended, because the more I interview these people, the more I learn, the more I see the local connections. They're just incredible. For now, though, we're going to play a little Russ Freeman and the Rippingtons from the album Brave New World. First time I saw her. Now, we're playing this. Remember, we had some hick hop a minute ago, and we've had James Taylor and Rock and Save Me the Trouble by Dan and Shay, and a lot of great music. But we always like a little light jazz in the middle of here, too, because, you never know who's listening. People may be on their way to church, and they're just going to drop in and listen to a little light, fun jazz before they walk into church. You know who you are, people. From the Rippingtons and Mr. Russ Freeman, The First Time I Saw Her. Here today with Mr. Donnie Crane from Hollis Country Store. How do you get a country store, Donnie? What do you do?
Well, in my circumstances, my situation, I was born into the country store business. My family has owned and operated the Hollis Country Store for 4 generations. We didn't start the store. It started back in 1930. There's a couple of other gentlemen who started at that time, but in 1940, my great-grandparents, they purchased the Hollis Country Store, and over the years, they ran it. My grandparents, other aunts and uncles, cousins. And back in 2020, my wife and I, don't know if we had COVID fever or what, but we purchased the store from one of my cousins. And so we're in the country store business.
Now, has it been in continuous operation or up and down sometimes or what?
Oh, it's been continuously operated since it began. So, it's just, sometimes the different faces have changed with the family and different ones, but no, it's been continuously operated ever since then.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to ask you to share some photos in a minute, but while you're doing that, I'm going to tell people where greater Hollis is, not the burbs, but the greater Hollis area. Yeah, because you don't want to be confused.
That's right.
If you turn outside the gates here of Hot Springs Village, drive north up Highway 7, the gates. If you turn out the west gate of Hot Springs Village, drive north up Highway 7, about 20 minutes away, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's 16 miles, but those are mountain miles. So
that's not dollar per mile, not mile per minute. And the reason I've mentioned that is because Hollis, a lot of times if you glance at a map, you say to yourself, okay, well, there's the National Forest and it's this monolith of trees. No, there's little cities and stuff inside of it. And Hollis, renowned, I love the Hollis CCC camp, which we can come back and talk about in a minute.
Right.
But Hollis is a pretty historic area, actually. And I tell you what, go to the pictures and then give us a little history. I'm fascinated. I know our listeners are too.
Sure. Well, the first photo I'm going to share with you, this is actually a photo of my great-grandparents that we were talking about earlier who had bought the store. Now, this was a photo from the 1960s, so they already had it a couple of decades at that time. But, that's my great-grandparents. That would be on the right-hand side of the screen, Dennis and Lily Crane. And for years, she primarily was the one who operated the store. He was a farmer and did a lot of the different, outside work and different things on the building. But she was the one who operated the store, and she was also the postmaster there at the Hollis store when the post office was there. Now we get our mail from the community of Plainview, which is probably 25 miles away. But once upon a time, our store did serve as the post office for the Hollis community.
Now, is this where the fried bologna sandwich started from?
Well, I couldn't tell you exactly if there was a certain time that I know definitively that's where the fried bologna sandwich started. But yeah, they were serving, food, at different times. I think at certain times they had like short order kind of food. I know I've heard stories about my grandmother, cooking hamburgers and different things like that. But over time, at some point, we sort of became famous most for our petit jean meats, the bologna sandwiches that we do, which we do cold or fried. And so, that's really what brings the people here. And, now we do, besides the bologna sandwiches, we also do ham, we do chicken loaf and, grilled cheese, things like that. So it's a little bit more of a deli kind of option now than, maybe the short order stuff it had been in the past. But so we've been serving good food there at the Hollis Country Store for generations.
Well, I'm trying to give people a feel. And like I say, it's the National Forest is not a monolith, obviously. It's a patchwork of things. And what a lot of people don't understand is that, like I say, from north to south as you're going up Highway 7, it's probably about halfway through the middle for the bisecting our part of the National Forest on Highway 7. It's halfway between there and Ola, Hairspray, so forth. But my question is, what was it like roughly in the 40s and 50s when they bought it? What was it a thriving area? Was it National Forest then? What was it?
The National Forest, it sort of came, during the Dust Bowl and some of that, where a lot of people maybe had property and stuff there in the area. A lot of it was sort of abandoned. People or, if land that had never been claimed, had never been homesteaded, that sort of became the National Forest. Some lands were purchased and stuff by the National Forest after it was established. But essentially, when they established the National Forest, they set boundaries for, what would be the National Forest. But there are a lot of already private owned property property and stuff within that area, particularly along the creek or stream valleys. So Hollis sits on the South Bush River. And so, it's always had farms and different things there in the area, though, a lot of the farms have been a little bit more subsistence farms. And, primarily people's vocations have centered around the timber industry. And so at one point, looking back into the 20s and 30s and, some of that, there were even, railroad tracks and stuff that ran up into the mountains so that as the timber was cut, it was put on the railroad and taken to markets and things like that. But like in my own family, my great-grandfather, he and his family moved to Hollis from North Mississippi when he was a very small child. And, they had farms that did those types of things. He married. And so in addition to the farming, he and my great-grandmother, they purchased the store. That sort of became what she primarily did besides taking care of the family. And, and so different things. But there were other stores in Hollis when they purchased it. Really? Ours was the one that was right there on the highway. So as Highway 7 became more and more of that route, not only for locals to use, but also people traveling north, south through our area. I think that sort of probably gave some advantages to our store, maybe versus some of the other smaller stores that served the community as things began to condense and, you couldn't necessarily support multiple stores in a small community when people had the options to be able to travel further out to Russellville, to Hot Springs, different things like that. So ultimately, we just sort of have wound up with the one primary country store here. There's another smaller store still here west of Hollis, but ours has sort of been that community center for many years.
And I think what a lot of people, if you haven't been there, you think, okay, well, it's just this little wide spot in the road and there's not much around it. There's Bear Lake. Mm-hmm. There's Fort Mountain. There's the Hollis CCC. I can only imagine in my mind, and we've interviewed Liz. Oh goodness, Liz, you're going to kill me because I can't remember your name from the Garland County Historical Society. But we've interviewed Liz, and she made note that Iron Springs, where the south side of the National Forest began, there was a sign there that said, they were advertising that it was only 20 miles of good country road, good gravel road to get to Iron Springs. Well, it would have been another 10 miles of good country road to get up all the way to Hollis, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's certainly the case. And actually, in my own family, we have strong roots not only in the Hollis community, but they're in the area around Hot Springs Village. They're in Jessieville. It's one of those things. I mentioned my grandmother, who was the one making the hamburgers and different things. Her family's roots go back there in the what has become Hot Springs Village in that area back to the 1830s. They were some of the original non-native settlers that settled along the Ouachita River, and many of them had to move up to higher ground when Lake Ouachita was created. But so anyway, definitely our family roots go back deep to that part of the country, and we're very proud to call it home, and share a little bit about that history that sort of makes our area a little bit unique and different, and again some of those stories, some of that heritage that might have been lost in a lot of different ways. If folks like us weren't trying to preserve it.
Well, and you make, exactly. But you make a really great point. And that is that, I always wondered, I thought, how do you go in and take 1.7 million acres and just say, okay, now you're going to be a forest? Right. Somebody lived there. Somebody was doing something. And as you talked about them making the railroads to pull out that timber, you say, man, that must have been expensive. That was virgin timber, people. It had never, ever, ever been cut, right?
Certainly. I mean, we've got great timber resources now, but to imagine what had been there naturally before, it's probably pretty mind-boggling.
It probably is. Well, and so did you have any more photos you wanted to share?
I want to show this particular photo if I can work the magic of the. Well,
while you're doing, let me explain.
Enough.
I encourage people. You're open Tuesday through Saturday. Is that correct?
We're open Wednesdays through Saturdays. From 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And we definitely encourage folks to stop in, visit, sit a spell. We love to visit, share the stories, answer the questions. A lot of times people come to our store, maybe they see things that they hadn't seen maybe in decades. And so, we love to, hear those stories, hear their own stories. And because, obviously a lot of what we do is preserving some of what's happening in our local area, but it's also a country store tradition that, existed throughout, the rural South and the, rural parts of America for years and years. And so we also see ourselves as preserving that larger cultural piece that, really, something unique to rural America.
That was Rise by Mr. Herb Albert, right after we heard Donnie Crane with the Hollis Country Store. A friend of mine asked me the other day, and I've got some junk in my throat today. He said, man, how did you come up with that voice, Dennis? How do I get a voice like yours? And I said, well, so far it's whiskey, cigars, and bad decisions. But, you can make your own.
D&D Village Properties offers only lakefront homes in beautiful Hot Springs Village. Just looking for a couple's getaway or a whole family with lots of room and fun for the kids? All D&D Village property units are located on Lake DeSoto and come with hot tub, kayaks, lakefront view, access, and they're all pet friendly. Starting at $100 a night, D&D Village properties can offer exceptional sunsets along the lake with breathtaking scenery, amazingly dark skies, and truly peaceful silence to completely relax you and your family. Our motto at D&D Village Properties is we love seeing families make great memories. Come join us and see why. With over 1,650 five-star reviews, you'll see why we have so many great guests return year after year. Visit ddvillageprop.com for booking information and any questions you may have. Again, that's ddvillageprop.com. We are D&D Village Properties.
Early in the morning, I'm still in bed. She comes to me with sweet affection, wakes me with kisses, hello sleepyhead, and gets me moving in the right direction. I do my best to give a love that lasts forever. It seems like everything I do, I'm doing better. Doing it all for my baby, 'cause she's as fine as she can be. I'm doing it all for my baby, for everything she does for me. Later in the evening, it's been a busy day. She lays her head upon my weary shoulder. Listen to her laughing, snuggle up and say, now I'm with you, baby. Your loneliness is over. I do my best to give a love that lasts forever. It seems like everything I do, I'm doing better. Doing it all for my baby, 'cause she's as fine as she can be. Doing it all for my baby, for everything she does for me. Doing it all for my baby, 'cause she's as fine as she can be. Doing it all for my baby, for everything she does for me. Doing it, doing it, doing it, doing it, doing it, yeah. Doing it, ooh, ooh, ooh. Doing it, 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 yeah. Doing it, doing it, doing it, ooh, ooh, ooh. Doing it all for my baby. Doing it all for my baby. Doing it all for my baby. She's as fine as she can be. Doing it all for my baby. Oh, for my baby. Doing it all for my baby.
Mr. Huey Lewis in the news, the man who said it took 12 years to become an overnight success. He also is quoted as saying he was happy to be, or how shall he say it? He said he was, when he was young, he was loud, Proud and Wrong. Yeah, Huey Lewis. Next up, Mr. Jackson Brown. Once again, one of those great names and great voices that we're not going to have forever, people. Dr. My Eyes.
Doctor, my eyes have seen the years and the slow parade of fears without crying. Now I want to understand. I have done all that I could to see the evil and the good without hiding. You must help me if you can. Doctor, my eyes, tell me what is wrong. Was I unwise to leave them open for so long? 'Cause I have wandered through this world, and as each moment has unfurled, I've been waiting to awaken from these dreams. People go just where they will. I never noticed them until I got this feeling that it's later than it seems. Doctor, my eyes, tell me what you see. I hear their cries. Just say if it's too late for me. Doctor, my eyes, they cannot see the sky. Is this the price for having learned how not to cry?
Yes, Mr. Jackson Brown. We'll have to do some more on him very soon. What a great and fantastic talent. Actually taught the guys in the Eagles how to write songs, unintentionally, but I'll go into that later sometimes. Coming up, Mr. Paul Davis. Yeah, sounds nearly familiar, doesn't it? Paul Levon Davis was born in Meridian, Mississippi. He unfortunately passed away about 10, 12 years ago. But he was from Meridian, Mississippi, where Mr. Hartley Peavy, that's Mr. Hartley Peavy from Peavy Equipment, worked and lived and is still alive, I do believe. Actually, the reason I bring up Mr. Paul Davis is because he did a bunch of radio hits. One, I Go Crazy. We love that. I Go Crazy. 65 Love Affair, Cool Night, a bunch of others. He actually did some country songs with Marie Osmond and Tanya Tucker. Incredibly talented guy, but I think you'll like this one. It's his Christian song. It's called Do Right, and He'll Be Your Shining Light.
I know that He gave His life for me, set all our spirits free. So I wanna do right all of my life. I
I could be holding you. Well, he's making my dreams come true. So I wanna do right, wanna do right, I wanna do right. Whoa, you got to do right. Yes, you got to do right, and he'll be your guiding light. But you got to do right, and he'll be your guiding light. Listen to me, people. I used to say love was just a game we played. Now I see it in a different way. So I wanna do right, I got to do right. I never knew I could be holding you. Well, he's making my dreams come true. So I wanna do right, I wanna do right. Oh, you got to do right. Yes, you got to do right, and he'll be your guiding light. But you got to do right, and he'll be your guiding light. Listen to me, people. Well, we just can't keep on living like we're living. We just can't keep on living like we're just living. Can't keep on pushing to the limit. We just can't keep on. Just can't keep on living like we're living. We just can't keep on living like we're just living. Just can't keep on pushing to the limit. We just can't keep on. Just can't keep on. Just can't keep on living like we're just can't keep on. Just can't. Just can't keep on living like we're living. We just can't keep on. Just can't keep on pushing to the limit. We just can't. Don't you know we got to do right? Oh, oh, do right. Don't you know? Do right. And he'll be your guiding light. Oh.
I did not know what you were about. Something called love made me wanna find out. Did not think you could ever care, but I'm out of control 'cause you're taking me there. I couldn't believe our love would last. It's coming on stronger, coming on so much faster. Get used to it, 'cause I'll be around. Yeah, you better get used to all my love. Get used to it, don't let me down. You pulled me in, so don't turn me around. You didn't hesitate and told me just how you feel. There ain't no mistake, this time is for real. I didn't believe our love would last. It's coming on stronger, coming on so much faster. Get used to it, 'cause I'll be around. 'cause without you, I'll be around you, baby, because I'm hungry for your love. So you better get used to it, 'cause I'll be around. Yeah, you better get used to all my love. Please, you better get used to all my love, baby.
I want to invite you to tune in to the Friday after Thanksgiving. That'll be next Friday. And you will hear Mr. Dennis and Mr. Randy discuss thankfulness, the things we're thankful for. And top of the list, family and you. You, my friends, have made everything possible. This local kid who had wanted to be on the radio since he was 12, about 2.5 years ago, well, nearly 3 years ago, got a phone call from a guy named Mr. Randy Cantrell I'd never heard of before in my life. Little did I know he had actually stayed at one of our Airbnbs downstairs. He called, asked if I wanted to do a podcast. Yes. At the time, I was doing a program called Village Venues, which I would go down to a studio in Hot Springs, tape that show, come back and spend 2 hours editing for every show. Now, I enjoyed them and they were a lot of fun, but it was so much work. No way I would ever be able to do 2 shows a week, much less have a partner in this. And Mr. Randy, through our joint efforts, we have met hundreds of great people, and I mean hundreds of great people. This has been a ride beyond what we could ever imagine. I say it in advance. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And for you and the rest of your friends, this would be a great time to be thankful. Thankful for your family, thankful for your nation, thankful for your friends, thankful for each other. I'm thankful for this opportunity. You know what time it is. Yeah. It's time for you to wish for one more day with those that you love. We will see you next week.
Last night I had a crazy dream. Wish was granted just for me. It could be for anything. I didn't ask for money or a mansion in Malibu. I simply wished for one more day with you. One more day, one more time, one more sunset, maybe I'd be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do. Leave me wishing still for one more day with you. One more day. First thing I do is pray for time to crawl. I'd unplug the telephone, keep the TV off. I'd hold you every second, say a million I love yous. That's what I do with one more day with you. One more day, one more time, one more sunset, maybe I'd be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do. Leave me wishing wishing still for one more day with you. One more day, one more time, one more sunset, maybe I'd be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do. Leave me wishing still